Imagine waking up one morning, ready to head to your campground, only to find a huge metal fence blocking the entrance. Your heart sinks. You feel a rush of anger. This isn't just any fence. It was put up overnight by the HOA next door. They think they own your land. They think they can push you around. Well, they're about to learn a lesson they'll never forget. Stick around for a story of revenge, justice, and one jaw-dropping twist that turned the tables on an entitled HOA. Let me set the scene. I own a campground. It's my pride and joy. Picture wide-open fields, tall pine trees, and a quiet lake where campers roast marshmallows under the stars. Families come here to escape the city. Kids run around laughing. It's a slice of paradise I've poured my heart into. But right next door, there's this fancy HOA resort. You know the type. Big houses, manicured lawns, and residents who act like they rule the world. They've never liked my campground. They call it too rustic. They sneer at my campers' RVs. I ignored them at first. Live and let live, right? But then they crossed a line. It started with letters. Official-looking ones, stamped with the HOA's logo. They claimed my entrance road was on their property. I was confused. I bought this land years ago. I had the deeds, the surveys, everything. But the letters kept coming, each one more demanding. Move your entrance, they said. You're trespassing. I tried talking to them. I called their office, sent emails, even showed up at one of their meetings. They just smirked and said, "Prove it's yours." I was furious. This was my land, my business, my dream. How dare they? Then one morning, it got worse. I drove to the campground and saw it. A shiny new fence cutting off my entrance. My customers couldn't get in. Campers were calling me, confused and upset. I stormed over to the HOA's office. The board president was there, grinning like he'd won. "This is our land," he said. "You'll have to find another way in." I felt helpless. My stomach churned. I'd spent years building this place, and now it was blocked off like it didn't belong to me. I wanted to scream. But deep down, I knew I wasn't going to let them win. Have you ever dealt with an HOA like this? Someone who thinks they can bully you because they've got money and power? Drop a comment if you've been there. I was ready to fight back, and what I found next changed everything. Here's where it gets good. I went home that night and dug through my property records. I wasn't just checking my campground's deed. I looked at every piece of land I owned. And then I saw it. My jaw dropped. I didn't just own the campground. I owned all the land around the HOA's resort. Every single acre. Their fancy gated community. It's landlocked. The only road in and out. It runs through my property. They had no idea. I couldn't believe it. I double-checked the surveys, called my lawyer, and it was true. I held all the cards. My anger turned to excitement. I wasn't helpless anymore. I was in control. The next day, I walked into the HOA's office with a copy of my deeds. The board president was there, still smug. I slid the papers across the table. "You built a fence on my land," I said. "And by the way, I own the road to your resort." His face went white. The room got quiet. They thought they could bully me, but now they were panicking. I felt unstoppable. I told them I'd remove their fence, but that wasn't all. Since their road was on my land, I could restrict their access. No more fancy cars rolling in and out unless they played by my rules. You should have seen their expressions, pure shock. It was the sweetest moment. After months of their arrogance, I was the one calling the shots. That I didn't stop there. I had the fence torn down that same week. My campers could get back in, and business was booming again. But for the HOA, things got tough. I put up signs saying their road was private property, my property. Their residents were furious. No easy access meant their property values started to drop. They tried to negotiate. They offered money, apologies, anything to keep their road open. I listened, but I wasn't in a hurry. They'd made my life hell, and now they were begging. It felt good. In the end, I agreed to let them use the road, but only if they paid a fair price and dropped all their claims about my entrance. They had no choice. They signed the deal. This whole mess taught me something. Never let bullies push you around. Check your rights, dig into the facts, and stand your ground. I took back my power, and you can too. If you've got an HOA horror story, share it below. Let's hear how you dealt with them. And if you like this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Next time, I'll share another tale about standing up to people who think they're untouchable. Thanks for watching.